Hey friends, I am super honored to share with you some stuff today from IK Multimedia. They have just released an app called the Modeler, and I'm sure you've seen it pop up in your social feeds and on YouTube from other creators. So I'm honored that you have chosen to watch this one. My name's Devin. I'm the Tone Shepherd. You could check my stuff out at thetoneshepherd.com. But I'm here to talk about IK Multimedia's new Modeler app, which now splits kind of the ToneX app platform into three. You have the original ToneX app now that basically is just a software plugin. So you can use it standalone on your computer just to load presets and tone models, plug your guitar straight into the interface, pull up the original ToneX software in Audition and play with tone models. Then you have ToneX Editor. That's if you have a ToneX pedal, either a big box or a ToneX One. That allows you to manage presets and tone models on your hardware device and edit them in real time. And now we have the ToneX Modeler, which is really just for those who want to capture their amps or pedals or whatnot. And so the biggest announcement isn't that they've created a separate app, it's that they've enhanced the capturing process. That's right, they have enhanced the capturing process by default. And they've added a ton of features that those of us who create tone models have been begging for a long time, namely batch processing. But before I nerd out on all of that, let me give you a breakdown of what this video is. You can skip around in the chapter markers below. But first of all, I'm going to show you how the modeler works, give you some specs on it, and then actually show it to you. So I'm going to run this Dr. Z Z80 through the modeler. We're going to compare the captured tone and the original amp tone. And then I'm going to show you a demo of my full Z80 and full Elliott Revenuer capture packs that are now released on ToneNet as kind of a special release in coordination with this modeler app that as of right now are only available on ToneNet, not on my website yet. And so you can go over to ToneNet and audition them. But I have 66 captures for the Dr. Z Z80 and 51 captures for the Elliott Revenuer, all done with this new modeler, and they sound incredible. So that's how this video is going to be broken down. So first of all, let me kind of show you a quick glimpse into what this modeler is, what it does, and why I'm so excited about it. First of all, what's new in the modeler? Batch processing. This is something that those of us who create tone models have been begging IK Multimedia for a long time. What that means is basically you can run an amp capture through the software, and then you can immediately run another amp capture through that software, and then over and over and over again, and then it will kind of train all of them in a row for you kind of automatically, which is huge because the previous way it was done, you had to do it one at a time, and it was very, very time consuming, especially for those of us who wanted to use advanced mode, which I always did, at least from my newer captures. And so this allows you to kind of do it all at once, let the computer do its thing. Now, you might be sitting there going, I just use ToneX captures on a pedal. What does that matter to me? Well, it matters to you because now those of us who create tone models will most likely create more tone models, more varieties, more gain stages, more options, maybe more speakers, because it takes less time for us to do the work. Honestly, it's going to trickle down. It's going to benefit you. I guarantee it. It also might open the door for more creators who want to kind of get their, feet wet in capturing, but we're just kind of turned off by the ToneX process before. Again, too time consuming, too laborious. Now this is going to help a lot of that. So I do think the end user is going to feel the benefits of this batch training. So thank you, IK Multimedia, for listening to us on our knees begging you to release this. It already has saved me a ton of time. It's gonna be great. So what else? So they also claim better overall accuracy with all kinds of tones, with cab and without. They say that this new version particularly shines with high gain tones, which I don't do, but that's all right. They say it's more reliable, less prone to errors during the training. Doesn't really matter to you guys. Faster training times. So it says trainings now run 3 to 5 times faster on NVIDIA GPUs and on Macs with silicone CPUs on the latest Mac OS 14 and above. So they give some charts and the training time. It is way faster than the old training time on my MacBook Pro, M1 Max. I'll show that to you in a little bit, but it is substantially faster. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get to some of the other features. It says all new models are created with minimal latency, 16 samples or 0.36 milliseconds, and it's always the same for all of them. Now, they claim that the version 1 capture process had random latency. So your captures could have anywhere between 10 and 50 samples of latency up to 1.13 milliseconds. And this is on top of the hardware latency due to the DA to AD conversion. And so these new tone models are always going to be the exact same latency no matter what, and it's a lower latency. Huge. I know a lot of you kind of are concerned, especially when you're stacking so many digital pedals, how much latency there is. So this is a huge win. Now, this is a rad feature. It says all newly created models are always in phase with each other. So they always work in stereo or parallel configurations. They're also in phase with the dry signal, so blending the dry and process signals delivers great sounding results. Very useful for bass players. Man, this has been something I know even from the start when I started making tone models a couple years ago. I always tried so hard to make everything in phase and everything sound good in mono or stereo. It was a difficult process. I was able to do it. All my captures have always been in phase, but it's kind of an extra step, kind of a pain in the butt. Now, IK Multimedia has taken some of that work out, and now we just get it always in phase, no matter what. You don't really have to worry about it. Praise the maker. So awesome. They say better low-level detail, so better feel and touch response. So I think so. My experience says yes. Faster capturing times. What they meant by this is that it only takes 3 minutes to do the capture. So instead of taking 4 minutes and 30 seconds, it only takes 3 minutes to actually do the capturing process, sending the signal through the amp. There's some other details in there that don't totally apply to everyone. The modeler kind of detects when a capture needs refinement, and it will refine the capture, which is kind of cool. I know Kemper kind of had something like that. You know, you could refine it after you captured it. But this kind of does it for you automatically if it detects something that it feels like could refine it better, which is cool. Now, here's something that we all could get jazzed about. It says, there's no more fast, default, and advanced training. There's only 2 options now with the modeler because they claim that with this new version, the default training is more accurate than the previous advanced training. Okay, so I probably should have said that up front. That's like huge news. The new default training is more accurate than the previous advanced training. So even me, who the last few captures I've done have all done advanced training, with this new modeler, they claim it's even more accurate on the default training time, which is crazy because my last advanced training time was like 82 minutes on my Mac. And now I think it's around 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less than that on my computer. So it's huge. And then it just does it all in a row for me, and I can just let it do its thing overnight. It's awesome. So anyway, now there is 2 options for those of you who want to go crazy and no compromise, and you want to choose the best quality. There's something called extended training, and that's in a global setting, and that evidently retains the most accurate captures possible. Now, from my experience, now this was just a beta, and you know I got to test it out, but from my experience, I couldn't do it on my machine. So I really wanted to try it on somebody else's PC with like a fast GPU or whatever, because I was trying it and it would take hours and hours and hours. So I don't know if that's something that IK Multimedia will work out. Maybe it was a bug in the beta version or whatever, but it was kind of unusable. I will do that. I will absolutely train on that extended time just because I'm like that. I'm type A. I want it to be the best possible. But for this particular release for my Dr. 80 and Revenue on ToneNet right now, I didn't do that method because literally I wouldn't have been able to release the captures in time. I have 117 captures between the 2 of them. They wouldn't be done training. Like they would take like weeks to train. So I need to figure out how to overcome that. But here's the cool part, and thanks for sticking with me this long. When you train these files, the files get saved somewhere where you can access them and retrain them at any time. So what I could do is once I kind of figure out maybe a different computer situation or whatever, I can retrain all the captures that I have already captured on this extended, training mode, and then kind of give you guys the benefit of that. So it's already been captured, the signal's already been run through the amp. I have those files. You can put them back into the software and retrain. They even say in their documentation that, they suggest you can capture on one computer, then take those files to a different computer. Say you have a fast computer at home or whatever, or at work, you can train the files there. So you can swap files between computers, obviously if you're on the same account and whatnot. And that is just incredible. So again, thank you. And I think this is going to be huge for the ToneX community. All right, so now let me walk you through how to make a capture with a new modeler. So here's the ToneX modeler. You are greeted with this screen. This is the new main screen where you can create a menagerie, is that how you say it? Of multiple captures and add them to the training queue for batch training. Thank the Lord. The ToneX modeler has undergone significant improvements, making it more accurate and faster than ever. As a result, the fast default and advanced training options have now been eliminated. However, you can still activate extended training in the settings menu to achieve the highest accuracy, although it will take more time. And in my case, way too much time. So, but we'll get back to that. To follow the linear modeling process, begin by creating a new capture, train it afterwards, and then finalize it and save it to your library. So let's move forward. Let's skip that and do it. Let's look at this really quick though. Optimized training time. This is the new, it's better than the previous advanced training. So it's still great, ideal for most systems. This mode offers near identical results to the extended training with significantly faster training time. So especially again for the low gain guys, this is probably where we could live. Again, this is more accurate than the previous advanced training mode. So I think we're good. For those of you who want to be type A, and I may do it, extended training is an option. So I have tried this, by the way, just so you know, I've tried force training on CPU on my MacBook Pro, M1 Max, Silicon, that whole thing. I've not noticed a difference whether I check that or not, probably because of the integrated chip or whatever. I don't know all the details about it, but it didn't really make a difference to me on this extended training time or optimized training time, so I just left it off. So here we go. Here's how to make a new capture. I've got my Dr. Z all ready to go, all dialed up. There's a cab in another room. I'm ready to capture it. So new capture right here. This looks a little bit different than we're used to, but that's all right. So we've got guitar right here, amp and cab. That's what I've got going on. Next, and then I've got to set my preferences here. All right, this menu is pretty familiar to those of you who have done this before. Levels check, step 2, send level, all that stuff. So this is familiar. So this is again step 3. This is where you get your return levels from. You can send their signal through it again. Same as always. Choose your monitoring level and all that. Say next. Now this is a new capturing screen. The cool thing about this process is that you can start the capture and then fill in all the metadata stuff as it's capturing. So that saves you some time too. Previously you had to do the capture and then kind of go through the process and then give it all the names and stuff like that. This saves time. Also, that you're going to love this. When you're done training and you've inserted all this metadata, you can then quickly check a box that says new capture with last settings. So all of those metadata settings will save and apply, and I'll show you that, and it's really cool. So it's, again, a much faster experience. So let's do it. And so that's it, about 3 minutes long that process is. So now you can save. And so you're greeted kind of with this dialogue now. First of all, you could say automatically starts training while you keep working, which is kind of nice. You can click that and I'll show you it kind of, the capture moves over into the training queue. That's a little bit different than before, but you can just go new capture with last settings again, and it will spit you back to the screen. that we were just at, and all of that metadata will be applied. You can just change the name, like if you wanted to just increase the gain on your amp, and then say, write a number 2 and next to that. And then you could do a series of captures in a row while the rest are batch training. So I won't do that for you right now, but let's just go to the main view. And basically there's this capture list on the left, which if I had done multiple captures, you would see these multiple captures over here. And then the training queue on the right. And this shows it doing its thing, training. And so that's what it's doing right now. If I were to load multiple ones in here, you could see it kind of go one after another. You can have the option to stop all. You can pause this. You can send this back over here and, train later if you want. So all of your untrained files will stay in this capture list. And then when you're ready to train them, you move them over here and you hit train and they train. So I am going to let this run and we're going to kind of see how long it takes for that to happen. There's a little bit of a maybe an early bug in the system with how long this takes right here as far as the ETA is concerned. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to say start on this, and we are going to see how long it's going to take, and I'll be right back when it's done. All right, we're back, and actually kind of surprised me. It only took 7 minutes and 32 seconds. I was actually kind of not even focused on it, so I think I might have missed it. It might have been even shorter than that. So even though it said estimated time at like 20 minutes, it turned out to be like 7.5 minutes. I think that's a known bug. They're working on it, so it might be fixed by the time you guys get your hands on it. But here we go. Here is the trained capture that we just did. So now we can click on it and we can say finalize, and then it takes you through the rig and it allows you to audition. So we're going to cross our fingers, audition it, hope it sounds exactly the same. So we'll see. Tone model. Here we go. Real rig. Tone model. Hard for me to tell. Maybe the tone model is just a tick cleaner. Maybe. So I don't know. I mean, you could go up trim gain a little bit and just see what happens. I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing. ToneX has always been amazing, but this is just, I feel like a different level of amazing. So they are, by all intents and purposes, exactly the same. Again, this is a real mic'd up cab in a separate room. It's blasting loud. It is exactly the same as the capture. It's phenomenal. So we go next here, and then we just have a chance to review the stuff, and we finalize, and it's done, and we can go back to our main view. And if we've had other captures being trained, they'll be here and all that. And if you open up the ToneX app, the separate app, you can find your tone model. Say my tone models, say date added, and let's just go to the top, and I'm sure I'll find it right there. There's my new tone model. Likewise, if you were to pull up your editor app, it would already be in there, and you can categorize it at this point. What I would do is I would move it from my tone models here, make sure I'm in the tone model tab there. I'd find my folder, Tone Shepherd, right here, and I would put it now in my kind of V2 folder. So all of my previous captures, I guess, would be considered V1, even though they're not labeled V1. Now V2 will be the new modeler, so improved accuracy and all that stuff. So again, I've got my full Dr. 80, Dr. ZZ80 capture pack available on ToneNet, and my full Elliott Revenuer pack on ToneNet, so you can check both of those out. Again, this will only be released, at least, so I already have these captured on my website, but with V1, with the old ToneX software. V2 won't come out on my website for a little bit. For a limited time, they're going to just be on ToneNet, so if you want to check those out on ToneNet. I'm going to preview those for you right now, what those captures sound like with my style, my rig. I'm a worship player, and so I'm going to play some worship songs through my pedal board into these new captures and just give you a little taste. All right, so here is just my clean signal. This is the Dr. 80 Gold, Humbucker Gold 1. And with just, actually, I'll turn everything off. This is as dry as can be. By the way, pickups are Lambertone's Crema in the neck and Grinder in the bridge. That's totally dry. Here's a compressor. Just a tiny bit of reverb. First stage, daily driver. Fake plastic trees. You get the idea. That's the Dr. 80 Humbucker Gold. Here is the Dr. 80 SC M75. So it's a single coil voiced capture with the Scumbag M75 PVC speaker in it. Here's totally dry with nothing on it. MJT JM Lambertone's Ristrettos. This particular guitar, the B and the E string kind of buzz. You can kind of hear that. It's kind of annoying, but get past that. Just listen to the tone of the amps. Let's throw on the compressor. Hair of reverb. Daily driver. Fake plastic trees, bridge pickup. 1981, just to be crazy. You get the idea. All right, so now we're on to the Revenuer, and the Revenuer is an amp that it can sound good with humbuckers. I think the Revenuer as a whole is captured a bit warmer than the Dr. 80. Actually, quite a bit warmer than the Dr. 80. It's not, I don't think the Revenuer is too muddy, but there might be instances when you have to cut the low end, and that's totally okay. But I kind of, because of that, I like to use the Revenuer with my single coils a lot. I think it just pairs well with single coils a little bit better than humbuckers. I'm using the Revenuer 357 capture number 4, and because what I did is the original speaker in the Revenuer has a gold paired with a G12 H Heritage 75 hertz cone. And so because those two speakers are in the cab right now, I'm running the gold on one side and the G12H on the other side. So just for context, that's what's happening. There's strat tone, totally dry. As you can tell, it's warmer in general, but let's throw on the compressor and a little reverb. Need a little bit of something on there. Let's add the daily driver. I'm not a player. I just make captures. Okay, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Leave it in the comments. I don't even care. We're just having fun with tone, okay? You do the playing. I'll make the tone, okay? Deal? All right, so here's the fake plastic trees. So we're still warm, but now as we introduce gain, it's starting to break up and get a little clear, and it's nice actually. Oh yeah, there's some chorus on there. Let's throw that DRV on there again. Take that chorus off of there. I don't know. It's just fun to play. You know it is. Of course, you can EQ the captures. These aren't EQ'd at all; they're just straight, and yeah, so you can tweak to taste. All right, now this is the Revenuer Raven capture. So it's actually a capture designed for humbuckers, but I actually really like it with the Telly, and I actually really like it with my 357. Maybe even better than the 357 captures that I made. When I made the captures, you can read the story on my website about this amp, the Revenuer, and how I made the captures and all that. It was made in partnership with somebody else, and they directed the capture process a little bit tonally, and so I kind of prefer stuff a little bit brighter. So I actually prefer my 357 and my Telly with the Raven captures, which are for a humbucker. Anyway, so these are voiced a little brighter. You could tell even brighter than my Strat was on those other ones. So you could throw the Strat on the Raven captures and you'd be perfectly happy, I'm sure. That's my compressor. I do have a little EQ going on the compressor. It's super helpful, my Diamond Comp EQ, just to throw some tilt and mids in there, just to kind of fine tune the capture is a perfect way to do that. So same kind of deal, the gold speakers on one side, the G12H is on the other side. I'm tired. And but they're both gain stage 3. So little reverb. The Revenuer is a very clean amp when you use one channel at a time. When you blend the channels, that's when you start to get, you know, the amp starts to overdrive a lot more. But most of these captures are just single channel captures, and so there's a lot of clean headroom, which is kind of cool, especially for single coils and stuff like that. I'm sure for like good chicken pickers, this would be a great capture. So looking forward to hearing what you guys do with it. All right, daily driver. Just a little gain. I'm gonna brighten it up a little bit. I'm just trying to get it. I don't know. It's just so fun. All right, fake plastic trees. Fake plastic trees has a lot of, it has some brightness. It's got a lot of body though too, so it's definitely can hold its weight. Let's throw on the drive. And we're back at clean. So that's the idea. This is not a full demo of all the captures by any means. Just wanted to give you a little taste of kind of the new version 2, the modeler ToneX capturing process. They sound great on the ToneX pedals. They sound great on the software. They sound great everywhere. So right now you can check those captures out if you enjoyed them at my page on ToneNet. So if you just search up the Tone Shepherd, see my logo, you'll find it there on ToneNet. And then in a little while they'll become available on my website. If you've already purchased the Dr. 80 packs or the Revenuer packs, you will get the version 2 stuff for free. Like always, lifetime updates. Even though I had to recapture both amps from the ground up, you're still getting it for free because that's my commitment to you. So head to thetoneshepard.com for other captures and resources, presets, and all that fun stuff. You can also head to my Instagram channel at The Tone Shepherd, and we talk about gear a lot. We also talk about Jesus a lot, discipleship, stuff like that. You don't have to be into that to follow me on YouTube or whatever. I try to be respectful about that, but at the same time, that's who I am. I'm a worship pastor, and so we wrestle with both things, gear and heart and discipleship and all that stuff. So check that out. And well, thanks for checking this out. Again, huge thanks to IK Multimedia for giving me the honor of trying this out. And I can't wait for more of you to start making stuff, receiving these captures, and see what you do with it. God bless you. See you in the next video.